Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today I'm creating a Microsoft Word project demonstration video to show you what you need to do on projects at the MindTap site in your CGS 1060 class. Okay, so projects are the most difficult thing you'll do in this class, and they are independent assignments. In other words, those you cannot send me an email saying, Professor, can you help me? I'll say no. To get help on projects, you go back and do your training again and again and again if necessary. Okay, but I always make one demonstration video to show you what you need to do the project. So the first thing we're going to have to do in this particular one, which is going to demonstrate Module 1 project of Microsoft Word. Okay, you guys have until, let's see, this is my 14866 class, and you have until March the 14th to do the videos and to finish all your Word trainings. And you get the availability of this on Tuesday, March the 1st. So you have 2 full weeks to do 4 training assignments, 4 training tasks, 4 training modules, which cumulatively are 126 tasks. Again, I'll say, remember the Windows 10 exam, which is going to be on Tuesday, March the 1st, is based on 21 tasks. So 126 tasks is literally 6 times the number of tasks. Okay, and then you also have to do 3 Word projects. So I'm going to demo how to start a project, how to do part of the project, and then how to upload that project back to MindTap for grading. The good thing is you get to submit each project up to 3 times. Okay, that's depending on your score. You know, if you make an A on it the first time, I probably wouldn't worry too much about doing it a second time. But if you want to make, you know, the best grade possible, then obviously, again, you can do that. But if you make a 20, a 30, a 40, or a 50, you definitely need to do the project again. Another good thing about projects is that once you submit it once, you know, you get a report on it. And again, I'm going to demonstrate pulling the report, you know, or opening the report as well. And then I'm going to say that. So let's say you get the first 5 tasks right from the instruction sheet. So you get an instruction sheet. And then if you got the first 5 right, well, you save that document, that, you know, project on your home computer. And then again, let's just say if you get a 30, 40, or 50, a low score, then take the same document that you already uploaded where you got your 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, and then look at the report, look at the instructions, and say, oh, okay, so I got this one right, because the report will tell you whether it's right or wrong. You use the same, again, document that you uploaded, but then you make the modifications. They don't tell you how to fix things. What they do is say, you got, let's say, instruction number 1 right. If it's right, it's going to have a check mark. If it's not right, or if it's partially right, you'll see in the grade area that you either got, you know, 6 points out of 6, or 7 points out of 7, or perhaps 3 points out of 6, or 3 points out of 7, whatever. But if you got 3 or 4 right out of 15, you don't need to do those 3 or 4 again, is my point. So when you redo a project, take the same file, you upload it, okay, and then do your extra work on that to try to make it better, and then upload it again. All right, I know that's a lot of talking, and I didn't want that much talking. So I'm going to now share my screen and go over to the MindTap site and show you how we do a project. All right, so I'm going to hide this. Again, this is for my 14866 class, which is the Tuesday, Thursday, 10-week mini-term class. So I'm going to go to Student Start here. Okay, and of course, students click here. And then I'll be over in MindTap in a few seconds. And then I'm going to start by showing you what you do. All right, so Microsoft Word, Module 1. Okay, see, everything in Module 1 is due on the 14th, and the exam is on the 15th. Okay, the exam is on the 15th. Remember, there's 4 modules. I'm only going to go in here and demonstrate part of Module 1 project. I already did a video demonstrating the 4 modules of training, but I did 7 tasks in each of those 4 modules of training. So my demonstration video for Word training at MindTap, I did 28 total tasks. Okay, so that video is in the course videos by Professor Maloney link in the class in Blackboard. Right? All right, so I'm going to click on this project. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and start. You can read this stuff, but the good thing to note right away is that you do get up to 3 submissions. Since I haven't done it yet, I still have 3 remaining, and you click start to begin. Now, you're not timed, so you can literally take 3 days, or 4 days, even a whole week before you upload the file that you start on right now, okay? So there's no time limit other than the fact that obviously all of these projects and all of the training for Word is due on, I think I said March 14th. March 14th, okay, and then the exam's the 15th. All right, so I'll click start. Now it looks like a lot, so don't get nervous, just pay attention. All right, so there's 3 steps basically. You download the files, and then you're working on your home computer, okay, or wherever you do your work. You cannot do this on a phone, okay? You need to have Microsoft Office. Remember in the class I told you to go on day 1, I told you, and probably on day 2 I repeated it, and I put it in my class overview video. Go to the library link and then download Office 365. If you want to get the best grade, you need to have the latest version of Office. Otherwise, you're not going to have all the features. So you click here, and then you just read and follow the steps if you didn't do this yet. Okay, go in there, sign in, and download that to the computer you're working on. All right, that's, again, all I can do is recommend. That's my recommendation. Okay, all right, so back over here to MindTap. Let me get out of that one too. All right, so whoops, I want that closed. Okay, so in MindTap, now I'm going to download these files, all 3 of them. Okay, and I'm going to work on my computer, and then I'm going to upload the file with the expected file name, which is here, and then I'm going to verify that the file I upload is the one with the expected name, and then I'm going to upload it with this button, and then a few seconds later I'll get a report. Okay, all right, so I'm going to download the instructions file. The instructions file is now downloaded. All right, I'm going to download my start file. The start file is now downloaded. I'm going to download the support file, which is a PNG file, so that stands for Portable Network Graphics. It's an image file that shows basically a graduation cap, and you're going to be putting this graduation cap picture at the bottom of this start file based on the instructions in the instructions file. Okay, so I'll download that one. If I haven't, I did not yet, so I'll download that file. All right, okay, so now they're all downloaded. And I'm just going to go open my downloads this way. It doesn't matter, excuse me, where you have yours. But in here, I'll click on downloads. And these are the 3 files I'm going to play with. All right. Now, because I have other classes, I've got these in here prior. So I'm going to take that one, that one, that one, that one, and delete them. Okay. Just so that they're not here. And I may have others because I do them so often. This is for my advanced desktop class, but I don't need those. So let's get rid of those too. That and that. All right, so that. And then who knows? All right, I'll assume that's it. All right, but these are the files I'm going to work with. All right, okay. So I'm going to first let me see what I've got open in Word. Okay, this is an Excel training for which class? That's the advanced desktop. So let me hit the save button on that. All right, so that's that. Okay, so I'm going to now open up the instructions file. Okay. This is the instructions here in a second or two. I've got too many things open, unfortunately, on my computer, but it's because I've got to do a lot of videos today. We're leaving for Toronto tomorrow morning. This is February 25th, so we're leaving on the 26th. I'm drinking a cup of coffee now. All right, so enable editing on that, even though it's only the instructions, and then I'll minimize it, okay? So now, let me just close that one. All right, now I want to open up the next file, which is the start file, okay? And you definitely need to enable editing on your start file because this is the file you're going to be working on, okay? You're going to use the instructions, and then turn this picture here and turn these instructions, or not instructions, turn this literature, this document, the whatever you see here, into the style they want. All right. You'll notice that your start file says this file created specifically for, and it'll be your first and last name based on how you're registered at Blackboard, which then ultimately gets carried over to MindTap. Okay. You can, if you cheat on this, and again, I only say this to warn people, okay? If you cheat on this by like saying, wait a minute, I can just double click, that's a footer. I can just double click here and change this to John Doe. Shoot, that's no problem. And then tell my friend whose name is John Doe, hey, be careful with that file. When you upload it, make sure, before you upload it, make sure you change the footer to your name, okay? So now it says John Doe. But I promise you, this file, all this stuff up here includes what's called, and you see the footers on every page, but the file includes an embedded encryption key based on your user ID at Miami-Dade College. That gets carried over to MindTap. When you download the file, it's not just having your first and last name. I mean, it has that, of course. And again, in my case, it said John Maloney, but I'm just demonstrating how you can change that name and perhaps think you can get away with it and send it to your friend. No. In this file, there is an encryption key that ties in with your student ID at Miami-Dade College, and it won't be for John Doe. In my case, it'll be for Professor John Maloney. Okay, and in your case, it'll be for you. So it doesn't matter if you change this. And then whoever did the change from his or her file will get a 0 on theirs, and whoever he or she gave that to would get a 0 on theirs. So please do not play games, okay? So I'll just go ahead and change this back to Maloney. All right, and then double click away from my footer, and then it's fixed again. So there's the footer, and the next page footer will have the same. All right, anyway, so here is my start file. Now I want to also just show you the picture file. So, sorry, this is for my stuff on, we had to have COVID tests yesterday because we're going to Canada. We had them 2 days ago, I should say. Had to do it 72 hours in advance of our flight. And we got our results last night, all 4 of us, and thank God all 4 of us were negative. So we're good. But of course, we're all vaccinated, we're all boosted, we're all that stuff. Okay, anyway, so here is the instructions file, okay? So I'm going to minimize that again. Here is the start file. I'm going to minimize that again. And then in my folder for downloads, I want to just show you what the picture looks like that you're going to put into the document. Okay, it's just a little graduation cap. All right. Okay. Now, so I have those 3 files downloaded. I'm going to leave them in the downloads area. It doesn't really matter where you put them as long as you know where they are and you have access to them. My coffee's getting cold already. All right. So now I have these files. Okay. Now I have to work on the files on my computer. And when I'm ready to upload the file, I come back here. So I'm not going to get out of here. I'm just going to minimize it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to open up the instructions. Okay. If you have a Windows computer, you can just take this file after you open it up and bang it to the left side, and it'll then take half the screen. Okay. Then you take your real file, which is this one, okay, and bang it on the right side, and it'll take up the other half the screen. If you can't do that, don't worry about it, but resize the pictures the documents if you think it'll help you, so that you can like look at the instruction and then come over here and do it. Otherwise, just minimize this one, right? Make this one big again, and then look at the step, and then go down and do the step on the other file, and then come back for the next step. So you decide what makes most sense for you. And if you have a Word computer, if you have a Mac computer, you can do the same thing on that. All right. Okay. So again, this is my file, and I'll just now show you the instructions file, the one on the left. If you scroll down at the very last page, it shows you what the document should look like as a final, at the end. Okay. So here's mine on the right, the one that I have to do, and here's what it looks like on the left. So you can see the font color is a little bit different. The picture size is way different. This picture doesn't have any borders, any formatting features in it. Okay, so up here it's resized. They put some formatting properties, a glow effect. They're just doing some things on it. The financial aid workshops on mine, the start file is in small. They want all that in caps. Avery University, they want us to copy it from this up here part and then paste it underneath financial aid workshops. They want us to take this text, turn it into a couple bullet points. They want us to make this Monday, November 8th in bold. They want us to make some other stuff in this color down here. And then they want us to insert that picture right here. Okay. And again, they tell us when to do it. They don't tell us how to do it. All right. So back up to the top. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and start doing the work. Take another sip of my coffee. I apologize for the that you hear. Yeah, it's getting ice cold. All right. So first thing it says, open the file SC_WD19_1A_ your first and last name _1. So the file I downloaded, which is on the right side, is that file. You see the start of the name here, SC_WD19_1A. Okay, that's that file. So I've opened it. Now they're saying save the file as the very same name, but ending in a 2. If you do not do this, then you can't upload the file to MindTap for grading. You do not add the .docx. It's a Word document. So as long as you have Office on your home computer, the computer that you're working this on, then it'll automatically assign the .docx. Okay, so you follow my instructions here to save the file. So file, remember it's the one on the right on my computer that I want to now save, to just change the 1 to a 2. All right, so file, save as. File, let's go here, save as. And I'm going to send it to the same spot. So in this PC, in my downloads. Okay. Make sure this is my desktop downloads. And here's that file. I want to, the reason it has that 4 is, remember I said I had other files because I've done this for, all my classes basically. So I'm going to erase the 1, change it to a 2, and I'm not typing the .docx that you see over here, or so here next to the 2. Remember I said do not type that, but it should show Word document. If it shows that, this is exactly right, and it will add the .docx because that's what a Word document is. So make sure you know where you're saving it. I'm saving mine to PC downloads, so save. All right, so now I've saved it correctly, but these things up here in getting started, you don't get points for. So that's understood that you have to rename the file, okay? And then it says, if you do not see the .docx file extension in the Save As dialog box, do not type it. That's what I was just telling you. Do not type .docx. The program will add the extension automatically. All right. Okay. So now to complete this project, you also need to download and save the following data file. That was that picture that I showed you, the graduation. I already saved that to the same spot, my downloads file. And then it says with the file, the file that you have to use still open, ensure that your first and last name is displayed in the footer. The footer is at the bottom of each page. It says my name, okay? And down here, because mine right now is 2 pages, it'll be 1 at the end. It again has my name in the footer here. But remember, it's also encrypted. And the name's not encrypted, but your username is encrypted. Your user ID, yeah, that's your username, I guess. But anyway, that's encrypted. All right, so that's done. Okay, now I do all this stuff. And of course, it says if the footer does not display your name, delete the file and download a new one and start again. All right. Okay. Now, project stats. You work in the financial aid department of Avery University, and you're creating a flyer to advertise upcoming financial aid workshops. Begin by making the following changes to the document theme and the theme colors to match other documents from the financial aid department. Okay. Now, this Module 1 project, okay, is based on the Module 1 training. Remember, I demonstrated the first 7 of those tasks last night. So you have to do all 56 of those tasks to then be able to do this project, okay? And obviously, you're not going to remember all that stuff. So you're still going to have to search around. You may have to Google a little bit. Obviously, I've done this a lot, so for me, it's not that big of a deal. But the first step, and these project steps you get graded for. Basically, each number, you get either 6 or 7 points. The first 6, I think you get 6, and then the next 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever, you get 7. All right. Whether there's 2 steps in it, 1 step in it, 3 steps in it, or 4 steps in it, they're still worth either 6 or 7 points. So obviously, like this one here, number 2 is the easiest because it's one little step and you get full 6 points if you do it right. Where the first one, you got to do 2 things. The third one, you got to do 3 things. And the fourth one, you got to do 4 things. All right. Okay. So I'm going to change the document theme to Office. So remember, this is my file on the right. So to go into the themes, you have to either go into the Design tab or the Layout tab. I believe it's in the Design tab. So I click on Design tab, and over here you see Themes on the ribbon. The ribbon is underneath this, okay? So Themes. I want to change the theme to Office. So I click the down arrow, okay? And I see all these themes, okay? All these themes. They want me to make it Office, which is this one right here, okay? So to make it Office, you just click it. So now it's clicked. You may not have noticed, but the theme is now changed a little bit, okay? The document has changed a little bit, and it has that theme. You want to verify it, you click the down arrow again. And now you see that Office has that bluish, grayish, whatever, background. The others do not. So that means that's the theme that we're using now. So that's correct. So 1A is right. Then it says change the document theme colors to red. Well, same area. I'm in my design, and here's my themes, and all these things here are associated with themes, and of course other things that we're going to be doing, or you're going to be doing in Module 1 in your trainings. So if you hover on this colors box, you see it says theme colors, and they want you to change the theme colors to red. So you click this down here, and you might say, oh my God, there's a million with red and green, and, there's tons. But yeah, what you do is look on the right, you pick the one that says red, okay? Now, once I click, actually, as I'm hovering on it, you're seeing red. This part of it is changed to red. Watch. If I up here on orange, it's changed, but to a different. This one up here, changed to a different, okay? So we click red, all right? Now that first part's in red. You might say, but yeah, but the rest is not. Well, don't worry about the rest of it. Everything is based on what the themes do, based on what the instructions are asking us to do. So now if you hit the down arrow again for colors, you'll see a slight border. It's hard to maybe see it, but there's a border around the red. There's no border on any of the others. Thin border around the one that's red. So for sure it's changed. So it's correct. I'm going to hit the save button. I recommend you save yours every few minutes or for every step that you do. Okay. All right. So 1, I should have got A and B correct. Now the next one, the one little step one, change the margins to narrow to fit more content on the page. What that will do basically is change the width of the page. All right. So margins is in the layout tab. Again, you need to do your trainings. And of course, you probably don't, for the most part, know it as well as me. So you may have to also Google and search for things. But in the layout tab, there's a margins area on the ribbon. Okay. So you look at what it says. Change the margins to narrow. So again, you click the down arrow for margins, and you want narrow. Well, here's normal. Here's narrow. And you can see right now the one that has the bluish, grayish, whatever background is custom margins. See, when I take it away, you see custom margins has got that background. So I want narrow. So when I click narrow, it will then show up. So now I'm going to click narrow again. I'm going to click the margins again. And now I see narrow has that bluish, grayish background. All right. All right. So that one is done. I'm going to hit the save again. So again, that's one step, but it's worth 6 points. The first one was 2 things, but it was worth 6 points. And now the next one's much harder because you're playing around with a picture, and it's still only worth the same 6 points. Okay. So take advantage, do everything you have to do. All right. So now make the picture of the students more eye appealing and suitable for the layout as follows. Resize the picture to a height of 2.5 inches. Okay. So 2.5 inches. So to do anything with a picture, you click on the picture. Okay. When I click on this picture, just single click, then up top you see a picture format area. Okay. You see a picture format. I apologize. I've got to send a quick text to my son, telling him that I'm doing a recording. Let's see. Sorry about that. It's very important because I'm recording. It's recording. A video. Okay, sorry about that. All right, now, so I click on the picture, and then you see these these little circles. That means you're on the picture. And now up on the ribbon, there's picture format on the top right in my case. Remember, I'm showing only half screen on mine. So if you're showing the whole Word document, then this picture format will be more obvious. All right, but you click it, okay, and then everything now below on the ribbon is associated with the picture. And it says over here in the instructions, resize the picture to a height of 2.5 inches. Well, you see on the size part of this ribbon, it says 4.33 inches. If you hover, that says shape height. Shape in this case is picture. And this one, if you hover, is the shape or picture width. They don't tell you to change the width. They want you to make the height, though, 2.5 inches. So you can just double click it, or you can change it from the up and down arrows, your choice. I'll just type 2.5. Now, when I enter this, and then inches, the inches is that double quote mark. When I enter it, the width will also change, but don't worry about that. You're getting graded on whether you change the height. Okay, so I'll enter that, and see now the width is much smaller, 3.75, because they do that so the picture is syncing with the height and width together. All right, so now that one there is much closer. So then you should also periodically look. Remember the one on the left that's moving up and down now? That's the instructions. And remember the bottom of it is the picture. Now it doesn't look like the picture yet, but you can see the size-wise, yeah, it looks right. Okay, so but I'm going to now be putting other properties. So go back up here on mine and go back up here to the instructions. Okay, all right. So I did this one. It's 2.5 inches. I was on step 3A. Now it's 3B. Now they want me to apply the center shadow rectangle picture style. So remember, you have to be on the picture. You see the picture selected. I'm in the picture format, and here is picture styles. And they said for 3B, center shadow rectangle picture style. So I have to then go in here to the one that says picture style. That says picture border. This one here is picture effects. This one here is smart arc. This one here is picture style. So click this down arrow. Okay, and then you just kind of hover until you see what you want. Like as I hover, it says on this one compound frame. This one says moderate frame. This one says nothing. Moderate frame white. Anyway, I'm looking for 3B center shadow rectangle. That happens to be this one, I think. Okay, so again, you don't need to know it, but just hover until you see the one you're looking for. All right, so this one here is what we're looking for, center shadow rectangle. So now you see my picture is even closer to what this one looks like. Okay. And now it's got that part of it, but it still doesn't have the glow effect. That's the next step. Okay. All right. So I did 3A and 3B. Again, click on the picture. So now I need the glow 5-point picture effect. So you got to look at the words and then try to figure out how you can do it. But again, it's all based on the training. And I know that's hard, but that's why these are independent projects. They're much harder than the trainings. All right. So I'm looking for glow 5-point picture effect. So first I want to get picture effects. I was over here and I saw it a minute ago. It's one of these. That's right, this one, picture effect. So click the down arrow and it says glow. So here's glow. Click on glow. And then it says over here, brown, a 5-point brown. So I want 5-point. That's 5-point, but that's dark red. This is 8-point. Okay, so this is, that's 18. That's 11. So 5 then is just this row. So now I find brown and accent color 6. So go from left to right. That's orange. That's orange. That's brown, but accent color 4. That's brown accent color 5. So it's this one, brown accent color 6. So then you click it. Okay. So now all the picture is done. Hit my save. Okay. So now I've done step 1, step 2, and step 3. 3 meaning A, B, and C. Now, number 4. And I'm only going to do maybe up to number 5 or so. And then you'll have to go until number 15. Okay. All right. So number 4 is draw attention to the flyer's headline paragraph, financial aid workshops. And they're putting it in double quotes to let you know it's this. So I'm going to select this, okay, because that's what they're doing up there. So, oops. Center Financial Aid Workshops, and they said change the paragraph spacing before this to 12 point. Okay, let me take a drink of my coffee again, my cold coffee. It's definitely cold, so I got to finish it. Yuck. All right, so when you're talking about spacing and the word paragraph, so it's in this paragraph group, okay, up here that I'm hovering on my ribbon. All right, so change the paragraph spacing before. So I'll click my down arrow, okay, and then these are different things. Here's line spacing right here, line and paragraph spacing. If I click the down arrow for it, it then has all these things, but I want more stuff, so I'm going to look at line spacing options, okay? And now in here, excuse me, I'm going to do what they're saying. So here I'm in paragraph, okay, and here's paragraph spacing. So they said change the paragraph spacing before to 12 point. Well, here again, spacing. Here's before. Right now it's 0 point. They said to 12 point. So I can click it and change it, or just click the up arrow right here. If I click it once, it changes it up to 6 points. So it changes 6 points at a time. Click it one more time, there it's 12 point, and that's what they want. So that's what I want. Then the next one, 4B, change the paragraph spacing after to 6 point. So after is 0. So if I click it up once, it should go to 6. And there it is. So I've done those two. So I'm going to say OK. Okay. So now the paragraph spacing changed. Now change the case to uppercase. So they want this financial aid workshop. Remember, again, let's look at the picture. You do it periodically. So now you can see, by the way, the picture looks good. The stuff above the picture looks good. Financial aid workshop, though, or workshops, they want capitalized. Okay. And also change the font. So go back up here. All right, this is number 4. So I did 4A, I did 4B, I haven't done 4C. So make sure you select all the text like that, and then you go to the font group because you want to do things in font. So click font, and we want to make it uppercase. So if you look over here, there's choices with fonts. This one right here is to change the case. All right, again, I should know it, right? I'm a professor, I teach this stuff. But you guys need to go and look for it. You need to do practice. I mean, most of you, some of you know these things. But anyway, so I click the down arrow and I want uppercase. That will make every one of these words in uppercase just by clicking one button. Watch. See? It's all financial aid workshops in uppercase now. So I've done 4A, 4B, and 4C. Now change the font size to 28 point. Well, you can see the font is right here. It's 24. So I can click the down arrow or just type 28. I'll do the down arrow and type 28. All right. So I've done 4A, B, C, and D. Click away and save. All right. So just to let you know, because I said there's 6 or 7 points each, I know for a fact the first 4 or 5 or 6 are all 6 points. So far, if I got them all right, I've got 24 points. 6 for number 1, 6 for number 2, 6 for number 3, and 6 for number 4. Even though 4 had the most steps and 3 was perhaps the most difficult, and for sure 2 was easiest and 1 was probably second easiest. But either way, I have 24 points, but that's only out of 100. I had to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, down to 15 to get the rest of my points. Now, I don't know, though, that these are officially right. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are, but you wouldn't know necessarily that they're right until you submit it for grading. And remember, you can submit it 3 times. Okay. Anyway, so I've done 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'll go down and do number 5. So 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9 actually are all 1 steps. So they may be hard, they may be easy, but either way, they're only 1. And then 11 is 2 again. Oh, sorry, 5 through 10. 5 through 10, yeah, are 1 step each. Then 11 is 2 steps, 12 is 2, 13 is 2, 14 is 2, 15 is 3. So we already did the ones with the most steps, but that may or may not matter. But let's see. So 5 says copy the text, Avery University. So copy. So that means copy this text here, all right, from the headline paragraph financial aid. So I'm going to copy this, right? And I can just do Control C. If you prefer, you can do your copy over here on your ribbon, or you can also right click and do copy, whatever you want to do. But I copied it with Control and the letter C, Control C. All right. Okay. And what? And paste it in the blank paragraph after the financial aid workshop. So here's financial aid workshops. and they're saying blank paragraph. That means you click under it. Okay, see, that's a paragraph and it's blank. And they want Avery University there. And again, just look, right? Go to your instructions, scroll down. Yeah, Avery University is right there in the middle. Okay, so you just go back up here in the instructions, go to number 5 again. So this is even easier. So click, and remember, I copied it, so now I'm just going to do Control V like Victor. But again, if you do it with the other, just do your paste. All right, so that's done. So now I've done number 5 as well, so I'll save it. Okay, all right, now number 6, and I'll stop after number 6. All right, so bold the date, Monday, November 8th, in the paragraph that begins Monday, November 8th. So I'm looking for a paragraph beginning Monday, November 8th. Well, that's this one. And they're saying bold that part. So bold the date, Monday, November the 8th, in the paragraph, and to use the same formatting as with other dates in the document. Oh, okay. So really what they want me to do then, you see Tuesday, November 16 is bold. I don't believe it's a bigger font, but it might be. Friday, November 19. So these are in bold anyway. This one is not. So there's the best way to do it to make sure you get everything is just to click on either Tuesday or November or that date, the date, or this one, or this one, or this one, because these are all the same. All right. So I'll just click on Friday. As long as I'm on that where you see the cursor is blinking there, then I go up here. This thing is called the Format Painter. Okay. So if I click it, all right, so I'm going to click it. And now when I come down here, you're going to see a paintbrush. You see there's a paintbrush to the left of my cursor. I'm going to click to just to the left of the M on Monday and drag over to the 8, just like theirs is in bold. So to do that, again, I'm going to click here at the left. You got to hold your mouse button down and then drag through the 8 so that all that is now the same as this. Format Painter copies the formatting that you copy via the paintbrush and then applies it wherever you either click, or in my case, I clicked and dragged to get more words, right? I wanted to be exactly the same as these others. So I've done that. And again, let's go look at what they have on the document. So Monday, November the 8th is in bold, just like Tuesday, November 16, and Friday, November 19. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. All right. Okay, I'll do one more, but only one more. So I did that. Now, create a bulleted list beginning with the paragraph Monday, November 8th at 7 p.m. So here, Monday, November 8th at 7 p.m. Or they mean ... at 7 p.m. I guess they mean because this one here, I got to go again. Look, remember, that's the whole point here. So look at this. So yeah, so they mean Monday, November 8th, and then they did ... to 7 p.m. They don't mean 7 p.m. here because they want one bullet for all the way till Tuesday, November the 16th, and then another bullet for individual meetings. So basically, all I have to do is click these two, okay, this one and this one, select them, in other words. So I click to the left of Monday and dragged to the end of the 4 p.m. on the next line. And to make them look like that, I have to do a bulleted list. Okay, that's also in the font group. So you click the font group. Actually, let's just click the font group. Let's see, where am I? I'll have to do the launcher because if I'm in a small mode like mine where it's only half the screen, everything doesn't show up. If I click this one here, it's called the font launcher. It shows me more stuff. Okay, and I want, oh wait, so I want paragraph. Let me cancel. Let me see where I want. No, see, now I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Okay, I want the paragraph group. Sorry. So in the paragraph group, I've already selected these two lines. That's important because you can't do the bullets if you don't select them. So, excuse me. So make sure you select the two here, and then you just come up and you want the bullet that has the circle filled in black circle. So you can click the down arrow here, but this is the filled in black circle. So click that. And you see now it has that. So now I'm going to save it again. Okay. And now I'm going to submit mine for grading. All right. But let's again show you where I'm at. So I did project step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 out of 15 is less than 50%. So I'll probably get about a 43, 44, 45%, something like that, depending on if I got them all right or not. All right. So I'm going to now show you how to upload the file for grading. I'll pretend that I'm finished the project, because you should really try to finish it before you upload it. So save your file again. So I'm on my right side, meaning my file. I'm clicking to save. See, save, save, save. Click it 3 or 4 times, right? Then shut it down. Before you upload a file anywhere on the internet, you should save it. Otherwise, you don't always get the file moved. All right. So save it, shut it down. Okay. Now go back to, in my case, Edge, the browser I'm using, and click over here. Remember, I left this open. If you had shut it down, that's okay. Like, watch, I can go ahead and just shut this down. Okay. Now open it up again. So Word, Project 1. Okay. And then start. You can click the start as many times as you want. So far, I have not uploaded this. So you see over here, even though I clicked on it again, it says 3 of 3 submissions remaining. Okay, so I've done these things, so I don't need to do that. But here I want to save my work to SAM. So I want to put a file. So it says drag and drop or click. I'm the type that likes to click and do it that way. So click to browse, okay? And I'm going to go to my downloads. Okay, and the file ending in a 2, remember, is what I have to upload. Yours must say the same thing. And see, it does not say period docx, but it's understood because it's a Word document. The important thing, though, is today is February the 25th, okay? I'm doing this because I'm leaving for Toronto tomorrow. Normally, I would do it the very day before or the morning off your class. But in any event, this, I'm not going to upload, though, until tomorrow morning before we go to the airport, all right? So this thing here tells me, oh, okay, 2:25, 8:03 a.m. Well, here's my PC clock in the bottom right side, 2:25, 8:05 a.m. So that's 2 minutes ago. So obviously, that's when I saved it last. So yeah, that's the file I want. So click it. All right, that's all. Just click it. It shows up down here with an _2 at the end. Open it. Oops. Okay. Now it's got the saved file here, and here's the expected file. So SC_WD19_1A. SC_WD19_1A. _ John Maloney _2.docx. Remember, it didn't show the .docx, but here they know it's a Word file, so they put it. So mine _1A, I said _John Maloney _2.docx. So it's the same file name, which means I can submit it. If it's not, it won't let you submit it. And that's why I said make sure you change it. Do not send me an email, Professor, I did everything they said, but it won't upload my file. No, you didn't. If you do everything they say, you'll have the same file name there as the saved file. So you follow the instructions. Okay. Now I'm going to click submit, and within a few seconds, it'll be done. Look at that. It's already done. And then you notice right away it says 2 of 3 submissions remaining. So I've submitted it once. I haven't seen my report, though. Now I want the report. So graded summary report. And here's the report. So I'm going to open that file. Open. I want to say. I got a 44. Yay. Okay. So then you look at it. And this is the part I was saying. Let's pretend that you actually got a 44, but you did the whole thing. I obviously only did the 7 format paragraphs as a list. I did that. I did number 7, obviously. Okay. Yeah, that's where I made the bulleted list. Okay. But I didn't do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now, they're not telling you how to do it. Okay. But they're saying, like, as an example, the paragraph beginning complete financial aid guidelines should be formatted using center alignment. So in the instructions, they said that, but they don't tell you how to do it. They tell you what it should be using. The instructions told you that, though, or, it tells you that. Okay, so if you pretend that you got the same number right, which is 7, I think I said, yeah, 7 right, but maybe like you got 1 and 2 right, then maybe you got 5 and 6 and 7 right, then maybe you got 9, 10, 11 right, everything else wrong. So you can look at your report, right? Remember, you have the file on your computer. In my case, it's right here in my downloads. Okay, this is the file right here. I saved it as number 2, right? So if I want to now make modifications to submit it again, I open this file. Remember, I already shut it down, so I'll open it up again, just a demo. I'm not going to do it though. Okay, so this is the file that I submitted, and I did those first 7 steps. So you would open the file that you did. Then you got to look carefully. So keep it open now. And then you look, all right, so number 1 is right. So I don't need to do number 1 again. Number 2 is right. I don't have to do it again. I'll pretend your picture is not right. And you say, okay, number 3, I didn't do it right. Darn. wait, it says I resize. So maybe you got a green check for resize, but not the other two. So it sort of tells you what you have to fix, but it won't tell you how to fix it. So then you try to fix it, right? You try to fix it. And then let's say the next one was right again, the next one was right again, the next one was wrong. So you say, shoot, how do I fix it? And again, you use that same file, the one I just opened again, this one. Okay. So if I then figured out how to fix the picture, I would fix it. If I figured out how to make the bold on this part, remember I said maybe I didn't have the bold on this date or whatever I just said. So you make whatever fixes you can, and then you save the file again. So let's pretend now, this is the one I got a 44 on. Okay, it's my _2. I'll pretend that I did 3 more steps. I'm not going to do any more steps for you because remember these are individual, but I just demonstrate normally, 3 or 4 or 5 steps. I gave you guys 7 steps here. But you go back, work on it, and then save it again. Save it. So pretend that's now saved. Then shut it down. Okay. Then you come back over here to not this thing. You go back to MindTap again, and now you want to upload it again. If it's shut down, remember, just go back again, load your project again. You've already done, start again. Okay. So now it says 2 of 3 submissions remaining. So you don't need to do this, but now you need to do your work, but you don't need to download because you already have the computer now. You have your instructions file, you have the start file, you renamed the start file, and you started following the instructions. So you've done some of this work, and then you uploaded it. Now you fix it on your computer, and then you upload the same file again. So you would again here click to browse, even though that one shows a save, but this is the one you submitted. In my case, I submitted at 8:06 a.m. on Friday, February 25. So you would then click though the same button again after you make your changes, and then if it says, yeah, that's a good file name, then you upload it again, and then look at the graded summary report again. And then maybe instead of a 44, maybe you're up to a 75. You say, hey, that's a lot better. But you still want to get an A, right? So then you try to fix the other things you didn't get right, and then finally upload it and for the 3rd time. All right. And that's only if you need to. If you get 100 on it, obviously you don't need to do it again. If you get a 95, I wouldn't do it again personally. But if you want to try to get that 100, then that's perfectly fine. Try to get an A on everything in this class, and then everything takes care of itself, right? But anyway, that's it. So I'm going to stop this recording, and I hope you guys have a great day.